Hey everybody, it's Mike. Wanted to say thank you so much for all the incredible feedback I got on the first episode. Positively, constructively critical, and really most importantly, so many follow-up questions that I received via LinkedIn message, via email, via text. Keep them coming with each passing video. Today's lesson is really one on leadership. And we've all been taught as leaders, as managers, as coaches, 100% consistency is the goal. We need to treat everybody the same all the time. I am here to tell you that absolutely is a flawed way to lead. 100% consistency all the time, treating everybody the same, irrespective of the situation. While something that a lot of human resources professionals still preach, I absolutely believe is not the best way to lead. Over winter break, I was reading a book called Revenge at the Tipping Point. And there was a line in Malcolm Gladwell's book that really struck me. And while the context was not one that was focused on leadership, I thought it was pretty instructive. And what Gladwell wrote was, if the world can be moved by just the slightest push, then the person who knows where and when to push holds the real power. And when I read that sentence, it really struck me as an understanding of leadership. The idea that we can treat everybody the same, irrespective of situations and in all circumstances, absolutely guarantees that we will never get the best out of everybody. You'll see over my shoulder here is a picture of a guy by the name of Allen Iverson, pound for pound, the single greatest offensive player in the history of the National Basketball Association. You can disagree with me, but you'd be wrong. And while Allen was an absolute incredible talent, he was not legendarily always the easiest cat to coach. And his coach, when he played for the Philadelphia 76ers in the early 2000s, was somebody by the name of Larry Brown. And I was listening to an interview with Larry Brown, and the question was asked of him, how were you, more than any other NBA head coach, able to get so much out of Allen? And the answer he gave was consistent with what Malcolm Gladwell said, was consistent with the concept of equity. And what he said was, I treat everybody fairly, but that does not mean I treat everybody the same. I treat everybody fairly, but I do not treat everybody the same. Those of you who know me, and for those of you who don't, I will let you know, outside of being called dad, outside of being called husband, my favorite thing in the world to be called is Coach Mike. I am a softball coach. And one of the tenets, one of the concepts I have learned over the course of the last 12 or so years of coaching young women in softball is if you treat them all the same, you will never get the best out of all of them. I cannot treat Casey the same way that I treat Maddie, the same way that I treat Ari, the same way that I treat Ava. If I treat them all the same, I will never get the best out of all of them. I have two daughters. My older daughter, Mia, is a senior in college. My younger daughter, Maddie, is a senior in high school. They have both been competitive softball players for the entirety of their lives, and notwithstanding the fact that they played the same position, they are both pitchers, and I have had the privilege of coaching them for most of their lives. I couldn't coach them the same. They were raised by the same parents, in the same house, in overwhelmingly the same way. Mia, single most competitive human being I've ever met in my entire life, hated to lose more than she loved to win and would cut you to get a victory. And it was super easy to coach Mia because of how competitive she was. And I could tell her she was 5 feet nothing, 100 nothing. Mia, you're too small, you're too slow, you're not strong enough. And her response would be, watch me. My younger daughter, Maddie, also a pitcher, a much more thoughtful, a much more sensitive person, a young woman who does not have the level of confidence that her older sister has. If I challenged Maddie and said, you can't do this, she believes me. You cannot coach everybody. You cannot lead everybody the same. And implicit with that understanding is that you as a leader have taken the time to get to know your people. A very simple example, the expression of gratitude. Do you know how your employees receive expressions of gratitude? There are some employees, I'll use my older daughter Mia again as an example, where public displays of adulation, that is her love language. Tell me how awesome I am in front of lots and lots of people. Maddie is more like her dad. where if you say something nice about them, they want to crawl under a table. It's potentially counterproductive. The workplace golden rule: 100% consistency all the time. Perhaps it will avoid a couple of litigations, but it absolutely will never enable you as a leader to get the best out of your people. Treat everybody fairly does not mean treating everybody the same. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this few moments. In the meantime, have a great day, have a better week, and I'm hoping to see you very, very soon.